And we welcome you to the broadcast. Maybe a little later than we wanted to have our to go live here from the Convocation Center in Athens. As Bradley scores at the right pin, 7-6. Ohio leads Bradley in the opening set. Welcome in to the broadcast today. Once again, apologies for the technical difficulties. My name's Jay Kermata, along with Bobcat great, one of the hardest swingers we've ever had here in Athens, Maggie Nadoma. Maggie, first things first, right now both teams are playing great. You have Ohio 7, Bradley 6, and Ohio's Horline over the middle. She's blocked back, and Bradley ties this thing. But let's catch some people up here as we're tied up at 7. Set 1, what have you seen so far from both squads?
I would say both teams' defenses are looking pretty solid right now. The hard-driven balls are being dug high to the middle of the court, making it super easy to run their offense. I'm loving all the middle play by both sides. I love seeing Caitlin and Liz get involved on our side, so it's looking pretty good.
Doa top to check serves. She's from Istanbul, Turkey, up and over to Ohio's. Anya Harchinska drops one down and gives Ohio back the lead. Anya Harchinska, 6'3" freshman opposite from Ukraine. Her 22nd kill this season. She's fitting in quite nicely. One of the freshmen and a couple new faces too, Maggie, that you aren't aware of, but good play there from the freshman.
Yeah, she's a big block for sure on that right side, and that was a very smart play to just go right over the block. It worked on the outside as well earlier for Liv.
Yeah, service error ties things up at 8 here in the opening set in Athens. This is the first time that the Bobcat Invitational has been held since 2019. And Maggie, what do you think that the Bobcats, because it's quite some time, obviously, since they've been able to play non-conference matches here at home, what do you think the Bobcats are feeling right now?
I think it's exciting. It's everybody kind of knows MAC play. You kind of you go in knowing what to expect from the other teams. So to have teams that people don't normally see in the convo out here today, I think it's brought a great crowd, and I think the girls are really excited to have those games in front of the fans that aren't just the normal MAC opponents.
Abby Johnson scored for Bradley, and the Braves up 9-8 over Ohio as Olivia Margulies, the reigning MAC East Offensive Player of the Week, knots us back up at 9 here in the first set. And yeah, like you said, it's an opportunity too for a lot of teams in non-conference play to get ready for, obviously, I mean, conference play is the one part of the season that really matters, as Sam Steele gets Bradley out of system. And
nice
on the dig there, and an overpass. Just a bit wide for Abby Johnson. And Ohio gets back the lead 10-9. What do you like about Sam Steele, Ohio's libero?
Her energy. Sam's just a go-getter. She's always going to show you that she can do whatever you think she can't do. I could tell she was really excited about that dig on that miss serve there, though. She'll get it.
Your face lit up as soon as I brought up the Ohio's junior libero from Omaha, Nebraska. 10-10 tie. Bradley, we are teeter-tottering here early, as Bradley 2-5 out of the Missouri Valley Conference. Ohio 3-2 coming into this one. The Bobcats have won the last 3. They swept through the Green Wave Classic down in New Orleans, hosted by Tulane. As O'Farrell cracks one down, and Ohio gets a 11-10 lead in set 1. Caitlin O'Farrell, just shy of 60 kills this year, second most for Ohio. Boy, she's swinging it a little harder now than she did last year when you were on this roster, Maggie.
Oh, yeah. They've been lifting for sure.
5 a.m. lifts really did work in the spring, huh?
Oh, yeah. It's worth it.
Ball comes down on the wrong side.
However, Mike A. Burton's 6'1" junior outside from Chile on the score for Bradley. 11-11 tie. And the Braves, head coached by Alicia Williams in her first year, came all the way from Iowa Western Community College, where she won back-to-back NJCAA national championships. I think Bradley had a home run hire with her. Fun to talk to, brings a lot of energy. Bradley within 1 to Ohio, 12-11, as Margulies serves up and over. Burton's just wide.
That ball travels somewhat further than it's supposed to.
And it's odd to say this is Ohio's biggest lead of the set, 13-11. That's just how close these two teams have played each other.
Yeah, it's definitely an aggressive first set.
That one's good for top to check. Top to check earlier in Bradley's win against Loyola Maryland. 5 kills, 4 errors, and 21 attacks. She hit 0 for 8. Not the prettiest of wins for Bradley earlier against Loyola Maryland, but hey, a dub's a dub as O'Farrell finishes and gives Ohio back a 2-point lead, 14-12. And to highlight how ugly the win was for Bradley, I mean, they capitalized off Loyola Maryland's mistakes, and you should. Any good team will. But they had 2 kills in the first set, Maggie, and wound up with the sweep.
That's a lot of grit to win on only getting 2 kills in a first set.
Christy Frank on the outside.
It did.
Brought up by Caitlin Peterson, the freshman who Coach Williams really likes on her squad. Back to Peterson. McLean back outside to Frank, who gets housed at the net. Kendall Minta, the 6'3" freshman, coming into this match with 21 total blocks and a block per set. Showcasing what she can do there. 14-13. Ohio up 1 on Bradley. And I think Jeff Carlson has asked for a challenge. I wonder what he could be challenging. Whether...
I would say if she hit the net on the block.
It looked pretty in.
Yeah, it was pretty straight down. That was a big block.
So you know Jeff Carlson very well. What do you think he is saying to his team right now in this huddle?
I think he has a pretty set game plan on the middles. Watching him talk about it earlier, it looks like he's trying to hold them to a higher standard on defending Bradley's middles. That seemed to be a big point for him, and I think just now that short tip is working for them. So I'm assuming from Jeff, he's talking about stopping their middles and continue to do what's working on offense.
And that's why we have you here, to break down all the X's and O's.
That's my imagination of Jeff's voice in my head. I'm like, if I was on that court, that's what I think Jeff's telling me right now.
Scores 14-13, first set. It's been tight, and we do have a replay here. So you watch Christy Frank off the hand of Minta, clearly. And it's in, so maybe it is seeing if she's in the net or whoever her teammate is, and challenge is gonna stay the same. Bradley point. Score sits 14-13. Ohio up 1 on the Bradley Braves out of the MVC. We snapped a 3-match losing streak earlier today to Loyola Maryland. Had the Braves hit just 107 for the match. And the Greyhounds 121. And Loyola Maryland fell to Tennessee Tech in the match prior to this one. Jeff Carlson still going on with our down referee after that challenge. That's why play is being held up. And now Mike A. Burton's ready to put us back into play.
That's a great serve.
Christy Frank back into the hands of Minta and Lauren Scott, the center from Tallahassee, Florida. And we are deadlocked at 14 in set 1. Burton's to Margulies.
Nice.
McLean on the dump. She doesn't do that much, Maggie. In fact, that's her first kill of the season.
It usually works, Tria. You can bring it back. It usually works.
Ohio 15, Bradley 14. There is an advantage, too, to your setter being that aggressive.
Yeah. I think she always picks the right times as well. I know she didn't do it a lot last season either. But when she did, it was the right decision to make.
That takes us to our media timeout too in Athens. Is both squads kind of confused as to why we're stopping play. But we are teeter-tottering here in set 1. Ohio 15, Bradley 14. We'll be back after this. Out of the media timeout. Ohio 15, Bradley 14, and make it 15-15 on the service error by Tria McLean. And Maggie, that's one thing too about volleyball in general is if you're going to miss a serve, miss it long.
Yep. Make them at least think about playing it.
Serve received by Margulies, outside to Frank. Dug out of there by Carly Camlin, Bradley's setter.
Good hustle.
And Sam Steele couldn't get there in time, but Bradley takes back the lead here in the first set. What do you like from the Braves so far?
I think their block looks very good. They're high and pressed over the net before contact, which has worked out well for them on the on a few of our OU hitters. And then they just look scrappy. Even the balls that are not getting block touches on, their back row looks really nice right now.
Christy Frank just a tad wide. She tried to aim for the line as Caroline Clippard comes into the ball game for Ohio for the first time today. Maggie, you mentioned their block. In fact, Bradley already has 5 blocks, and we're only in set 1.
Yep, when you're high over the net before the other, it looks like how they say house, it looks like the house is in front of you. You don't really know where to go from it. You can try to swing as hard as you can through it, but they're doing a great job of not letting our OU players hit through the block.
Bradley 17, Ohio 16, first set in Athens. First time we've had the Bobcat Invitational since 2019. 4th all-time meeting between Ohio and Bradley. Last time these two teams met was in 2003 when Jeff Carlston was, in fact, here in his first stint as Ohio's head coach. Great job by the Bobcats defense, and they get it back on a free ball. Here's Margulies. Perfect.
Great decision.
Must be an astronaut because she is finding space. Olivia. Point.
You know, I hate to say she's changed so much from last year till now, but Maggie, sometimes, I mean, especially last weekend with how consistent she was, it feels like she has changed that much.
Yes, I think Liv, and even I've seen it in Caitlin today, being seniors, they've had to take, we've left them a lot of space to fill as hitters, and I think they both stepped up so well. To see Liv be consistent and have such a high hitting percentage on the outside is a really awesome thing to see today.
And that block by Margulies a couple of plays ago gave Ohio the lead, but serve a bit long, 18-18 now. Continues to be a fantastic first set.
Oh,
That's just a tad long for Harchinska. It looked close, and I think Jeff Carlson's going to challenge this one too. He's got the green card in his hand, and yeah. First set, and it's our second challenge. That one looked close. He may have a case here.
I don't know. I guess we have a bird's eye view, but I'd say from back here it looked really, really close.
Well, during this challenge, let's talk a little bit about these scrappy Bradley Braves. I mean, boy, they've been put through the ringer when it comes to their schedule. They came into the Bobcat Invitational 1-5. They did win earlier today, but their schedule has been brutal. They faced number 21 Western Kentucky, then of course the Miami Redhawks, who Ohio knows very well, and number 11 Purdue, and also Utah. So very tough schedule. As that was a quick challenge. They gave the point to Ohio, so Harchinska gets the kill, and the Bobcats get a 1-point lead, 19-18 in set 1. But these Bradley Braves, you said it, they're scrappy, and they've played some very tough competition to prepare themselves for conference play.
I think playing so many aggressive teams right in the beginning, especially because it seems like a lot of them are younger players, it's going to be great experience in building their program as well.
Caitlin O'Farrell grabs the kill. 20-18, O'Farrell leads the way for everybody with 5 kills and a timeout for Bradley, and we keep the timeout here. And one thing too, in my conversation with Alicia Williams in her first year as head coach with Bradley, she said that her seniors never played a Power 5 opponent. And she said, you know, that's an experience that I feel like they need to have because bigger opponent, obviously, and the opportunity to take down a bigger school. There's a little more to that when you go to a group of 5 school, right?
Yeah, especially if you're at their school. First of all, the game day experiences through the roof. To even with like Kansas State with us last year is just an overwhelming experience. And then even if you don't come out on top of beating a Power 5 school, scoring 20, 21 points against a Power 5 school means something to you and your teammates, and
Yeah.
it helps you feel more confident going into your regular season knowing that you hung with the top of the top.
Absolutely. And when you do take down those opponents, it's something you remember for a long time.
Oh, yeah. That's a goosebump moment for the rest of your life.
Out of the Bradley timeout, it's Ohio 20, Bradley 18, set one. And Sam Steele back behind the line. She has 4 digs so far in this one. Swing high off the hands by Peterson. Archinska off the hands and out. Ohio up 3 on Bradley, 21-18. Anya Harchinska, 4 kills, no errors in 5 attempts. She's off to a great start. Free ball to Ohio, an opportunity here. O'Farrell, that's good.
Quick set, quick kill.
Their biggest lead today of 22-18 on Bradley.
Point.
You said it, Ohio middle heavy between Caitlin O'Farrell and Anya Harchinska. 10 kills, 14 swings, Maggie, just 1 error between the two of them.
They are for sure providing today. They're doing a great job. The high hand swings and Caitlin cutting around her blockers, it looks really good right now.
Back to O'Farrell, and why not?
The Velvet Chalet. Point.
23-18, O'Farrell's 7th kill, and Alicia Williams calls for time. Definitely making it count today. The 6'4" senior Caitlin O'Farrell from Georgia came into today averaging nearly 3.5 kills per set. And you see it there. I mean, what do you like from Caitlin O'Farrell early in this one?
Her leadership, I'm trying to think of the right word, but for me, like, I've always helped raise Caitlin, and now, like, she is the oldest, and she's doing a great job of filling the leadership role on this team. I love seeing her as a senior leader right now. It's so awesome to watch.
And that's something, too, that Jeff Carlson said, you know, in the offseason, he needed, once you graduated, he needed leaders. And he went to Sam Steele, he went to Caitlin O'Farrell to not just step up his players, but also his personalities.
Yes.
And I feel like you're seeing both the player and the personality side from, I mean, not just, well, Sam Steele, too, but obviously Caitlin O'Farrell.
Yeah, they're doing great jobs. I think as a whole, every player on this court right now and the girls on the bench, just the emotional balance, it looks great. Even when things were getting close, they're emotionally balanced today.
Bobcats starting to pull away, 5-0 scoring run. They need just 2 points to go up 1-0 on Bradley. Here are the Braves. Some contact at the net. Archinska, that was turned around. So the Braves and Ohio's 5-0 scoring run, but they still have some work to do, down 23-19. Lauren Scott behind the line. Leader in assists for Bradley this season. O'Farrell off the tape. I believe Bradley touched that. They did. Over the middle. That's down. Kerrigan Coggin, 6'2", senior middle from Bartlett, Tennessee. She was a first-team MVC member last year and a 2022 preseason All-MVC member as well, as Ohio now takes a timeout. 23-20, Ohio on top of Bradley. And this is just a conversation if you're Jeff Carlson on how to close. And if you're Bradley, you're just wanting to keep doing what you've been doing these last 2 points.
Yeah, it's definitely a fight both ways here. I think looking back at Jeff, he's a big in closing in those last 5 points of the game. So making sure they first ball side out here, and I think he's going to want them to finish on a block, especially because it is 6-1 in the blocking category right now. And then I think for Bradley, just their fight right now with their block and with their attacking, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will. And Bradley, resilient, scrappy. Right now, their offensive numbers aren't as, I'm sure not where they'd like. Right now, they're hitting under 100 at 094, 7 kills, just 4 attack errors. Ohio, on the other hand, looking pretty good to start. 16 kills, 8 errors, hitting 205. But the Bobcats just 2 points away from closing this first set out. However, don't count Bradley out. They were in a point like this back in their match earlier this morning, where they did bounce back. So, out of Ohio's timeout, Lauren Scott back behind the line. Her season low 9 assists this morning. She averages a little over 4.5 assists per set. Bradley runs the 6-2, as does Ohio, although they haven't yet today. As O'Farrell just a little long. They want to tip at the net. They don't get that call. 23-21 now.
That was the right decision there. I would go Caitlin again.
3-0 scoring run for Bradley. Margulies finds the floor. And now the convo rises for set point. Sierra Livingway, experienced senior from Lake Orion, Michigan. 5'7" senior. Up and over, here's Bradley. That is out of bounds, just a bit wide from Caitlin Peterson. And Ohio takes set one, 25-21. And we step aside 2 from Athens. Ohio up 1-0 on Bradley. We'll be right back from the Bobcat Invitational. (25-21) first set Ohio win over Bradley, and just saw the final point. Bobcats up 1-0 in front of their home crowd, and along with Maggie Thunder Nadoma. Sorry, you have a nickname that we still have to adhere to when you're in the building, Maggie.
Yes.
My name's Jake Ramada. How's it feel to be back, Maggie? Thanks so much for stepping in and offering your analysis today. It's got to feel pretty weird being up in the booth, but I'm sure it's fun as well.
It's definitely a different view of the game, but I'm overjoyed to be back in the convo today. This has been home for so long, so it's awesome. I love watching volleyball. I love helping out with the more technical stuff of it, and I'm happy to be here with you because I just would watch you. I would watch our replays and just listen to you talk the whole time, and now
Well, thank you.
I can help you talk a little less.
Yes, yes, and actually offer analysis.
Yeah.
Gabe Genovese and I, when we were doing this, we we didn't offer much of that at times. That swing is good for Bradley to begin set 2. Abby Johnson, from the 6'5" junior, now north of 40 kills this season. She now has 2 tonight. But Bradley, Maggie, I mean, their offensive numbers, not what I'm sure what they want. They hit just 0-8-8 for that first set. What do you think they need to do offensively to tie this matchup back 1 set apiece?
I think they just need to connect with their setter. Nothing. It's not looking very high error. I think our OU's defense is really scrappy. So just connect with their setter a little bit better. Maybe have their back row call some more shots, tooling off the block. I think that could help them bring their percentage up for sure.
And the Braves up 2-0 now. This is a team that went to the NIVC back in 2018. That was their first ever postseason appearance. And they went back last year as well. Made it to the second round. Harchinska, Doug, and Ohio will try again. Back to Harchinska. That time it goes.
Off the tap, Anya K. Taking it away.
Her 5th kill. She looks pretty good, the freshman. She's, you know, Jeff Carlson said the more and more she's out on the court, she just looks more and more comfortable.
Oh yeah, I would, without having the information that she was a freshman, watching her out there, she looks so collected, and her numbers right now are awesome. I would not have assumed she was a freshman with the way that she's playing right now.
And last weekend in New Orleans, she had 16 kills and hit 289 for the whole entire weekend.
Nice block.
Yeah, she's there on the block. And we're even up at 2.
The result is
Her 5th block of the year. The 6'3" freshman from Kyiv, Ukraine. In fact, this is her first time in the U.S. and taking classes and learning, I guess, the American part of volleyball. It's different
Yeah.
over there. And as you know, Maggie, you play professionally overseas, but Jeff Carlson likes where she's headed and how she's adapting, transitioning too.
Yeah, to handle everything off the court as well and be able to come in here and be so level-headed with it. She looks really good.
An ace for Bradley, and they're up 4-2 in the second set. Sam Steele looked a little hesitant on the serve receive there.
I think she thought it was going out, and then she went for it last second. I'm glad they laughed it off, though.
7 aces now in the year for
There you go.
Caitlin Peterson, and that time she misses a tad wide, and Bradley's lead cut to 1, 4-3 in set 2. Caitlin Peterson's 7 aces now, tied second most for Bradley this season. She ties her libero teammate Serena Sparks with 7. Sierra Livingway serves for Ohio. She's got a wicked serve herself. Bradley on the swing, and Livingway keeps it up. And a bad pass.
Bradley collects 1.
And Bradley collects another point, 5-3 in set 2.
I think that was a great example that Bradley looks very good in what they're doing. It's just the dig percentage on the other side. Like, that was a great setup and a great attack. It's even if it's just a touch, if you get the ball even close to the net, that takes away your kill, taking away your attack percentage.
Margulies taps it into the antenna.
Antenna violation.
And Bradley
Bradley
up
collects
3, 6-3 in set 2. As Kerrigan Coggin goes behind the line. Talking to Coach Williams about Kerrigan Coggin and being a all-conference first teamer last year. She said, you know, because now that our offense is a little more balanced, it's taken some of the weight off her shoulders this year. She served long there, so Ohio's within 2, 6-4. That one drops for Olivia Margulies. Ohio's first ace tonight. Margulies Had 8 aces last weekend. Now 9 total on the year. Burtons.
It's a great swing from that angle.
That's down.
No deposit, no return.
6-6 tie.
Caitlin
Caitlin O'Farrell continues to have a night.
Point.
8 kills and 13 swings. Dump
Oh.
over the net. Smart. Very smart by Bradley.
That was. Setter kills normally score, and it's when you're on the court, it hurts, but it looks so good to watch setters get their own points.
How hard is that to defend?
Oh, I'm always standing straight. Doesn't matter if I'm front row or back row, I assume that that setter is setting somebody else.
That's not coming back. An ace for Bradley's Burtons. And her 4th ace of the season. 8-6. Burton's serve looks like a tough one to receive.
That's a nasty topspin she has. Oh,
That time she fired right at Carson Raines, but a little long.
yeah, that is just long. If you hit it right at somebody, they're not ducking fast enough.
It's got to be hard to stay consistent with those, though.
Oh yeah, it takes a lot more energy to produce your topspin. So definitely on the legs by the end of this tournament, I'd like to see where she's at with it.
Top to check. Ohio defends. Margulies
Nice
from the back
swing.
row. 8-8 tie.
Point.
Olivia Margulies up to 5 kills now tonight, along with 5 digs. Minta, rejected by Clipper, but it's out of play.
Ball's blocked out. 1 point for Bradley.
Kendall Minta, she's been quiet, at least here in this one. That's her first kill. Minta earlier today, she didn't have 2 kills, but 4 blocks. Clipper
There's no
turned
one.
around by Minta. That's her specialty. She loves net play.
Yeah, I think a lot of middles prefer to be offensive, and we love big offensive middle kills. But to have a middle that looks like she's so in tune on the defensive part, that's a big help to your team to be able to block so many balls.
Margulies attacks from the back row and gets Ohio within 1, 10-9 to Bradley in set 2. Ohio has the match lead, 1-0. 25-21, first set victory for Ohio. Tria McLean back to serve. For a line, that was touched by Sparks.
Off the tip, out of bounds, and that will
10-10 tie.
point.
It's Elizabeth Horline's 2nd kill of the night. Peterson off Ohio hands. Clippard on the outside. Sparks shovels it. To break the tie.
Oh.
And Bradley back out in front. Did you like the idea from Clippard?
I think she really wanted that one. Sometimes you just mishit it.
Bobcats in system. Peterson
Nice.
line. It was touched by Ohio. No, never mind. 11-11 tie. My apologies. Point to Ohio. It was out of bounds. They did not touch it.
The block was lined up so close to the pin that it forced her that if she was going to try to go line that it was going to go out. So it's a great job by not reaching.
Quattro serves up and over for Ohio. And Abby Johnson delivers yet again for Bradley. Her 3rd kill in 8 attempts.
That's a great high swing on the right side. I think that's going to be their secret. OU doesn't so much block, but we get really good touches to play defense. So swinging higher where we're moving backwards is going to be a big key for Bradley scoring.
Steal on the serve receive.
Nice.
Couple of nice ups for Bradley. Hortline,
Good job.
straight down. She can swing it, and she ties it for Ohio at 12. Couple of kills for Hortline tonight, her 4th. Came into the night averaging a little under 1 kill per set at 15 total kills. Short serve by Steele. Here's Margulies.
No.
A little wide.
It was a great idea to go 4-4 there.
How tough of a shot is that?
I would say it's the hardest one.
Yeah?
Yeah. You have to make sure you're up inside the block, but over the net, but not too strong that you're hitting it out of bounds.
Mm-hmm. Watros was on the up, and Ohio hit it long. 14-12. Bradley has had a steady lead this set. Ohio has yet to really get over the hump. However, they lead the match 1-0.
Nice.
Harchinska again, 6 kills for her. She's nearing her career high already. She had a career high 7 kills against Howard last weekend. She had 7 kills, 1 error, and 23 attempts in that game against Howard. Carson Rains up and over. And gets Bradley out of system. Sam Steele near the table. Great job by Mike A. Burtons on the swing, and that gets Bradley to 15, and that gets us to our media timeout here in the combo. Bradley a steady 2-3-point lead in the second set. We'll see if they can keep that one up. We'll be right back from Athens. Out of the media timeout, Bradley leads Ohio by 2, 15-13. We've had a great match overall, and you see the last play that sent us into the media timeout. Burton's off the double block and out. And Mike A. Burton's with 2 kills. She's the leader for Bradley in that column this season. Been a little quiet today, though, at least in match 2 of the day for Bradley. They played earlier today, and they beat Loyola Maryland in straight sets. Margulies just kisses the line. And Ohio's within 1, thanks to their senior.
She tried the tip that worked all during the first set, and it looks like Bradley made their adjustment to pick that up. So good decision to change the swing there, Liv.
Burton's off the block. Clippard gives back to Bradley. And a violation on Ohio.
She used her hands in front of the 10-foot line as the libero. That's not allowed.
That gives Bradley a point and a 2-point lead again. Score 16-14, set 2. Bradley trying to even the matchup. They drop set 1, 25-21.
Error. Service. Error.
And that can happen sometimes when you have that jump serve, right, Maggie?
Yes, I've done plenty of those in my career for sure.
How many teammates have you hit in the back of the head doing that?
I'd say at least 5. Once a season.
Caitlin O'Farrell, successful serve. Here come the Braves. That's good for Abby Johnson.
Abby Johnson, the kill.
Looks like she's heating up for them.
Yeah, Abby Johnson, 4 kills and 9 attempts. Her attack percentage, or I should say hit percentage rather, up to 222. And her season hit percentage is 128. Good pass by Margulies. Sets up
Nice.
Clifford.
Sweet Caroline. The Clifford. Point.
But Ohio's done this all set, it feels like, Maggie, where they're able to get within 1, but they can just never, or they tie it, but they can never just get the lead fully in this set.
Yeah, it's been almost exactly identical to the first set, and it's the team on the right side of the net from our standpoint is the one that stays on top.
Kendall Minta into the strings, and that deadlocks us at 17. Overpass for
Great
Horline.
job, Liz. That was a great serve by Tria there as well to set Liz up for that.
18-17, timeout, Alicia Williams and Bradley. And let's take another look at that one. Overpass to set up Horline. I'm going to have you break it down because you said it started with the serve from McLean.
Yeah, so Tria served, So Tria's serving from deep zone 5. So it's going over almost every single one of our front row players and all of their front row players, almost like a screen.
Okay.
Without being illegal. And that makes it really hard when the ball's coming up at your chest for your pass. So I think it came up just a little too high in the libero there, and it added enough that it made it over the net for Liz to be able to go up and rip it.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, and so you mentioned the serve. And yeah, right there, right forward.
Yeah. It's tough because that's, in practice, you work on passing your setter right in their slot, right close enough to the net where you can set. We would call it a 4-ball, so like 4 options. And if the libero just took a little bit more off of it, that's a perfect pass. Some of those are just, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah. So Ohio on a 3-0 scoring run. And they're up 18-17 on Bradley. The first time these two programs met was way back in 1990. Bradley won the first ever meeting, and then they met again in 93. Bradley won that matchup, and neither program saw each other for a decade.
Nice.
Archinska from the pin. And Ohio with their biggest lead in this second set, 19-17.
The speed and transition is looking really good for the Bobcats. The block is a little late on them right now from Bradley.
Too many touches for Bradley. And all this brought to you by the serving run by Tria McLean.
Very aggressive serves right now by Tria.
Ohio's setter with 24 assists tonight and 6 digs. Minta off the hands of Horline and punched over. Peterson. Margulies there. Horline off the tape. The free ball. Here's Clifford. Johnson taps. Steal. Flies in there. Joust at the net.
Good job, Liz.
This is the volley of the night.
Yep.
Archinska.
Oh, yeah.
How about that? Barely got it over. 21-17. Ohio's scoring run up to 6.
Great fight by both teams there. That was awesome to watch.
That's what makes the sport so fun.
Oh, for sure.
Minta, steal covers. Horline blocked back by Minta. That may be what Bradley needs to get back into this set. Kendall Minta with 4 blocks. Bradley has 8 total team blocks in this one. Archinska.
Yes.
Wow.
Caroline, sweet
Caroline Clippard
Points.
makes it 22-18. Those are the kind of swings that bring the gym to their feet.
It's a fun atmosphere tonight.
Peterson off the tape.
Great dig.
I guess Ohio did touch that on the block. Outside Archinska. That's good.
That's a thumping point.
23-18. Ohio 2 points away from going up 2-0 on Bradley. Archinska with a new career high, 9 kills. She's swinging 500 tonight.
That's an insane number for a right side to be hitting right now.
From the center.
Over the middle, Kerrigan Coggin finds space. Bradley within 4, 23-19.
I feel like we were here in the last set as well. Good 23-19.
Lauren Scott, setter. Last year was her first year with Bradley. She played in 2 matches. Archinska, feed her more. 24-19, and the crowd stands for set point. That's
Nice.
down. Another good swing by Coggin.
1 point Bradley.
Ohio still with a 4-point lead. I don't think the score of this set will really tell the story of how close this one really was, though.
No, this is a great set to watch.
Point
for Bradley.
Violation. Bradley collects
And the
1
last
point.
few have gone to the Braves.
Timeout. Ohio.
And a timeout for Jeff Carlston.
Enjoy all the benefits of our volleyball season by becoming a
Well, if you're Bradley,
block party season
you have a little bit of life here, and you like that.
Yeah, it's a 3-point run. I think their defense is good enough to help them get through that. Their block looks really good. Again, like you said, the score is not, the fight is way more than
Yeah.
how far apart the score is right now.
Well, I mean,
It's very competitive out there.
Yeah, Ohio, it just seemed like at times they were 2 points behind, 1 point behind, and then they had tied, and Bradley would score the next 2 to regain a 2-point lead. And then that serving run by Tria McLean happens and a 6-0 run late in the set, and all of a sudden Ohio has a pretty decent-sized lead. And obviously for the Bobcats, you want to draw something up that you know will work.
Yeah, I think I would go to Anya.
Yeah.
Anya right now.
Yeah, with 10 kills and 17 attempts.
Yeah, she's working out there.
Crowd back on their feet for set point. This
Oh,
serve
yeah.
is long. And Ohio goes up 2-0 on Bradley with back-to-back 25-21 sets. And both teams go to the locker rooms for intermission. And we step aside to Ohio 2-0 lead on Bradley in the 4th all-time meeting between the two schools of the Bobcat Invitational. We'll step aside and talk to you in a moment. Ohio up 2-0 on Bradley, 25-21, the score of both sets. And Maggie, we're seeing some replays here. What do you like from this Bobcats team so far? It seems like they're doing a lot right.
I think they're doing a great job on defense. Their block is slowing down balls enough. Back row, they look a lot of what we worked on when I was at OU is being stopped so we can move after block touches. I think that looks fantastic right now. And then the big middles and the big pins right now, I think, are having Caitlin and Anya and Liz being so involved. It opens up so much. We saw we have some back row attacks. We have the outsides usually take a lot of the load, and I think being able to use our middles and right side so much is taking a lot off of Liv and Caroline and Christy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Anya Harchinska, career high 10 kills, and she's done it efficiently too, Maggie. It's hard to be that, I mean, sure, it's 17 swings, but it's still hard to be that consistent and efficient.
Oh, 100%. It's 17 swings is a lot of swings still for a right side, and I think for her to either put the other team out of system or get a kill as a freshman, I think that just adds so much more. Like, I can't wait to tell her how proud I am of her, even though I've never met her. But post-game, watching this happen right now, it's just bringing me so much joy.
And you see Harchinska, number 8, next to Tria McLean, Ohio setter. McLean with 27 assists and 7 digs, 3 digs away from a double-double. And we're underway for set 3, and I believe Bradley served before the horn, so we're going to have to replay this point. No, and there was a glow stick still on the floor from our on-the-court serve. It's not really a competition. Promotion? Promotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just serve it, you get something.
Yeah, someone left the glow stick on the floor. Of course, I have to clean that up. That's you don't want anybody to slip on that.
No, you do not.
Set 3 now underway, and of course, Harchinska gets the first swing for Ohio, and why not? She's red hot. But Abby Johnson misses wide for Bradley, and it's a Ohio 1-0 lead to begin set 3. Sam Steele with 9 digs, second most for Ohio. That was almost an overpass. Ohio gets the point. I feel like it should have been, but Bradley obviously was in the net there.
Yeah, I think she reached over the net a little too much as a back row setter, so it was good that Caitlin went up for that, or else it probably wouldn't have been something that was called.
2-0, third set, Ohio in front. Sliding dig for Steele. Margulies taps it. Third touch by Bradley. Margulies, it's good.
Liv is doing such a great job at changing her swings to go short to deep every time. I think it's making it really difficult for Bradley's defense to know, should we be starting to creep forward or should we stay back and dig a hard-driven ball?
An ace for Sam Steele, her 6th ace of the season. And the junior libero puts Ohio up 4-0. And if you're Bradley, this is not the kind of start you want to this set.
Yeah, not going into the third here.
Swing is wide for number 23.
All of their attacks are still so aggressive, though. It's just nothing's landing for them.
Shalonda Miracle, 5'11" sophomore outside from Turkey. As Steele serves into the net, and Bradley's finally on the board, down 5-1.
Nice.
Oh, Farrell. I mean, sometimes that just seems so impossible to defend.
Especially with Caitlin, like her shoulders are normally always facing forward. So as soon as she cuts the ball, you have nowhere, even as a big blocker, you don't know which way she's going to cut that ball.
Margulies tip shot. Free ball.
Oh.
McLean, no. Good idea, though.
It was a good idea. I wanted that one for her.
Especially if she does have one kill today. Did not have any coming into the day, or the night, rather. 6-2, Bradley down 4. And a miracle up to, serves over to Watros. Margulies is there. 7-2, Ohio up 5. And Caroline Clippard comes back in for Ohio. Olivia Margulies last weekend, 51 kills, Maggie, 366 hit percentage. She had 24 digs and 8 aces, also 2 double-doubles. To do that in 3 straight matches.
In a weekend tournament, especially when you're away and they were flying, that can really like wear you down going into a weekend tournament. So to see those stats, that's just such a fantastic weekend, especially for Liv. I'm so happy for her.
Clippard off the block and down. 3 kills for Clippard. She was a All-MAC first teamer last year. A little bit of a slow start for her this season, but I feel like Ohio's offense is so balanced now that she doesn't really have to do as much as she did last year.
100%.
Nice swing for Topacek. 3 kills for Doa Topacek tonight. 5 digs, 2. 8-4 advantage for Ohio on Bradley. Set 3. The Bobcats took sets 1 and 2, 25-21. And that brings up Carly Camlin. Camlin, 8 assists, 4 digs. Good pass by Margulies.
It's a great high swing.
And Clippard high off the hands.
Caroline
9-4 Ohio lead. Tria McLean, 32 assists now with 7 digs. Serves up and over. Pat down by Harchinska. And that's going to send Bradley to take a timeout. 10-4. We step aside 2 in Athens. Ohio up 2-0 on Bradley, and they're up 6 here in the 3rd set. Six-point lead for Ohio on Bradley in set 3, 10-4. Bobcats in this current set, 5 kills, just 1 attack error in 9 swings. Bradley's just trying to side out, and they do here. Now they're down 4, 10-6, and just trying to get something going. If you're the Braves, you're down 2-0. I mean, at this point, try everything.
Right, and they have I would say their best blockers in the front row right now, so hopefully that can kind of get them going on the defensive side.
Clippard tips it over. Just wide for DeMiracle. And 11-5, Ohio would lead.
I like that Bradley's staying aggressive here, though. One of these are going to fall their way. They're swinging really good.
Off the shoulder, and Bradley can't put it over. An ace for Caroline Clippard. Her first ace of the season. That just was a series of unfortunate events on the server scene there for Bradley.
Hard. That's hard.
Sparks on the serve receive. DeMiracle off of steal last. It's a net violation on Ohio, so points Point goes to Bradley either way. 12-6 advantage for Ohio.
I know the net violation was called, but their outsides are doing such a great job at swinging at our high hands. It's working for them. So if they can keep doing that on the pins and get their middle and right side going again, I think they have a good chance of coming back here.
Good pass from Steele. Back to DeMiracle, sneaks it through. 12-7, Bradley. Looking like they may string some points together to make this an interesting third set. Slow start for the Braves too. They were hitting negative just a moment ago. Now they're up to 0-7-7.
Good job, Liz.
But yeah, Elizabeth Horline. Too big of a gap there for her. She's been pretty spectacular tonight.
Yeah, and that's her sweet spot, kind of back to one too. I feel like she's blown me up a few times at practice last season with that one.
Ohio has a pretty balanced offensive attack tonight with Harchinska at 10 kills, O'Farrell with 9, Olivia Margulies has 9, and Elizabeth Horline with 5 kills. I don't know how much more balance you really want there.
Yeah, that's a great spread. Great work by Tria for that.
Block back, Harchinska. Having the match of her career and a very young career. Her third block of the night, and Ohio's up 7. Bradley in system. Watros off the deflection. Johnson. It falls. Still maintaining energy over there, the Braves. Doing what they can to fight back into this one, down 2-0. And we were talking to first-year head coach Alicia Williams about this morning's match against Loyola Maryland. She said it wasn't pretty, but I mean, we needed a sweep. We just needed something. O'Farrell, good dig by Sparks. Back to O'Farrell. It's good.
That was not coming back.
15-8, Ohio lead. Their biggest lead of 7.
I think we talk a lot about offense because, again, that's the coolest part for sure. But Tria's doing such a great job. I think she's probably one of the most matured players I've seen tonight between last season and this season. She looks so collected, and she's just carrying so much weight right now by being so great at balancing the Bobcats, which I love to see it.
Kerrigan Coggin scores for Bradley. 15-9 lead for Ohio. Bobcats tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 will face Loyola Maryland. And then 7 o'clock tomorrow night against Tennessee Tech. Bradley, on the other hand, Tennessee Tech at 10:30 tomorrow. And then they head back to Peoria to face Western Michigan, St. Thomas, and IUPUI next week. They had 2 home tournaments this year.
That's a privilege.
Yeah, how clutch is that?
They have a nice gym, though.
Margulies reaches to the floor for that one.
Nice
and O'Farrell finishes.
McLean is set. O'Farrell the kill. And that means point.
Kaylin O'Farrell now up to double-digit kills tonight. 10 kills and 18 swings, just 1 error. Steele slides in for the dig. Rains.
Yeah.
Here's O'Farrell.
That's a great decision.
17-9. All Ohio in set 3.
That was a great decision by Kaylin. A lot of players out of system like that, especially as a middle, you're not swinging at that. So I love to see that.
She pops it up at the net. Lippert sends it over. Backside, Burtons gets the point. Bradley back within 7. 17-10. Serve received by Carson Rains. Here's O'Farrell.
Good job, Caitlin.
Off Bradley and out. Caitlin O'Farrell now up to 12 kills, Maggie. 474 attack percentage. Or excuse me, 13 kills. Back up to 500. And Jeff Carlson subs out his senior who had one heck of a night. And puts in Charity Winsler, 5'11" freshman setter who serves out and goes back out for O'Farrell.
There's a little jitters as a freshman. Getting put into serve is nerve-wracking. She'll get the next one, though. Tomorrow she'll be put in the same position. She's got it.
18-11 score. Ohio out in front of Bradley in set 3. Bobcats need this third set to complete the sweep. As Clippard a little outside the antenna there. 18-12. Timeout, Jeff Carlson. We keep it here. So Ohio comes into this one having won their last 3. They did sweep Kansas City at the beginning of this win streak, and they only dropped one set to both Howard and Tulane. The Bobcats are able to finish this one out, Maggie. I mean, that's 4 straight wins. You only drop one set, and you're grooving.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to begin going into the end of preseason and going into MAC play. Is they're sitting pretty right now.
Tonight, Ohio hitting 232 as an offense, but I mean, this set, Maggie, what are you really seeing from Ohio's offense? That's the story in this third set. I mean, 10 kills, just 1 attack error, and 20 total attempts.
I think it's just aggressive.
Yeah.
You have Caitlin ripping balls of Tria running away from her over the head arm setting. You have Liz cutting every ball back to the 10-foot line to zone 1. It's anybody you set on this court right now is gonna give you everything they have to get this kill, which I think is so awesome.
Are you jealous you're not down there playing with them after what you've seen so far?
I would love to celebrate this win with a jersey on my back, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm just so proud of them. Like, with watching it, I feel like if I'm a part of it, I kind of am like, okay, we're expected to this. But watching them and just knowing where I left them in November, it's just, I don't even have words. I just want to smile. I'm so happy for them.
That block almost fell. It smooched the line. 19-13, Ohio needs 6 points to complete the sweep of the Bradley Braves this evening. Their second sweep in 4 games. Archinska.
Another one.
That one into the seats. And Anya up to 11 kills now. It's been the story of the middles if you're Ohio. I mean, between Caitlin O'Farrell and Anya Harchinska. Outside to Miracle. Gets one to go. Bradley back within 6 in set 3. And Sparks serves to steal.
Wow, that's a great out-of-system swing.
Archinska, dug by Sparks near the scorer's table. Deep tip, Steele had to run for it, as did McLean. Johnson.
Good up. Oh.
Gets the point. Bradley making this interesting. Within 5. Jeff Carlson claps his hands rather, not harshly, but intensely.
Once he gets to point 20, man, he's all in to win this the set.
Margulies pulls away from that service error, and that ends the mini Bradley run. Ohio 4 points away with Sam Steele behind the line. O'Farrell.
Good defense.
Yeah, good defense by Bradley. Archinska.
Oh my.
Sparks keeps it up. O'Farrell.
Yes, Caitlin.
22-15. And the crowd's starting to feel it in Southeast Ohio, with the Bobcats 3 points away. Off the block and out for Johnson. Bradley not going away. Abby Johnson's been a bright spot for Bradley tonight. 6 kills, 17 attempts. I beg your pardon, 7 kills. Her attack percentage at 176. Backside Harchinska.
Nice.
It's good. Career night for her. 12 kills. 3 blocks too. Boy, she should be proud of herself tonight. Had one heck of a weekend down in New Orleans. Just kept it going today. Burtons makes it 23-17. 5 kills for Burtons.
They're definitely still fighting.
Scrappy group. This Bradley team is going to be a problem in the Missouri Valley this season. Here's O'Farrell. They have not had an answer for her at all.
No.
And crowd on their feet for match point. 24-17. Caroline Clippard back in for Ohio as Margulies set to serve. Burtons off the antenna. And that's all she wrote from Southeast Ohio. 25-17, third set score. And that's a sweep for Ohio. Their second sweep in 4 games. And they've strung together 4 wins in a row to improve to 4-2 in this early season. And a good start to the Bobcat Invitational for this team who hasn't had a home tournament, Maggie, since 2019.
I don't even know. I think Lauren Park may be the only player on that team that was here.
Yeah.
So they don't even know what this is. Almost all those girls' first home tournament, which for them to come out with so much fire and sweep on opening night, it's awesome. I'm like emotional. I'm not gonna cry, but I'm just like, this was just so awesome to watch and be back in the convo for.
Quick highlight package here. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from this 3-set sweep that Ohio completed today. But Caitlin O'Farrell, 15 kills, her hit percentage of .522. Anya Harchinska, 12 kills in 22 attempts. She swung for 500. I mean, the middles, those two, they dominated today, Maggie. I feel like a broken record saying it, but they were a big part of the Ohio's victory today.
And it's so important. It just takes off so much pressure of your other hitters, especially going into the tournament, to on your first night not have to use your outside so much. Everybody's legs stay a lot fresher moving forward and playing longer days.
Well, my friend, thank you so much for subbing in tonight. You are a legend in your own right, so thank you so much for making this a lot of fun today. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate being here. I'm so happy you asked me. I would drop anything to do this again. I'll fly back from Switzerland. Let me know.
Absolutely. For Maggie Nadoma, my name's Jake Kamada. Big thanks to everybody back in the truck. I know we had some technical difficulties. They have been fighting an uphill battle all day, and we really appreciate their hard work to bring us not just this match, but the other matches as well all throughout the day and tomorrow as well. So big thanks to you as well, the viewer, for watching today. Hopefully we entertained you very well. So that's it. We're done here. Ohio 3-0 sweep over Bradley. Thanks so much for watching. Good night, and we'll talk to you down the line.